Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swami Niti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnanajana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Ragunadan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sakitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarbhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaye Vachapatitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Isvaraha Paramaha Krishnaga Satchidananda Vigraha Anadi Radhi Govindaga Sarvakarana Karanam. Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the purest knowledge and the topmost knowledge, Pavitram Uttamam. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So being Sunday in India, so we are following a different cycle. So we are in the 13th chapter, we just finished that. Basically, Arjuna asked question like about Prakriti, Purusha, Kshetra, Kshetrajna, Jnana, Jnaya. And now about the Prakriti, actually, Krishna is going to even teach more about Prakriti in the 14th chapter. In fact, the entire 14th chapter is about the three modes of material nature. Scientifically, we are going to understand everything about the three modes of material nature. We know very well that Bhagavad Gita is a science. And it is the science about our self, about the soul. And we understand from Bhagavad Gita very well that we are controlled by the three modes of material nature because we are letting the three modes of material nature to control us. That is because, as we studied in the 13th chapter, it is because of Karanam. Karanam means the cause. The cause, the three modes of material nature is controlling us. Karanam Guna Sangoshyam, because we are connected, we are Sangosha, Guna Sangosha, because we are associating with the three modes of material nature. So that's why we are letting the three modes of material nature to control us. Purushaga Prakriti Stohi Bhumte Prakriti Jan Gunan. So the reason we are trying to enjoy the material sense objects, Bhumte, Prakriti Jan Gunan, under the spell of the three modes of material nature, that is because we are associating with the modes of nature. We are letting the three modes of material nature to control us. In the 14th chapter, we are going to understand, Krishna is teaching us very well that the moment we realize, the moment we understand that only the three modes of material nature are doing everything, nothing other than the three modes of material nature is doing anything. So, once we understand, once we realize that fact, then immediately we are freed from the three modes of material nature. Just realizing that only the three modes of material nature are acting on us. Everyone is forced to act. We cannot blame anyone for anything. We see a lot of things are happening in the world also. People are fighting, people are killing, even for game. People are just killing. So for playing games also. So that way, everywhere the three modes of material nature is actually acting so strong, very, very strong, very powerful. The three modes of material nature. Because we are under the spell of the modes of nature, we are thinking that we are the doer. That is completely because of ignorance. Krishna repeatedly teaching us in Bhagavad Gita that we are not the doer. We have to realize that fact. No one is doing anything. Everyone is forced to act by the three modes of material. Even in the third chapter, we understood when Arjuna asked the question that by what one is simple to sinful acts, Krishna said very clearly that is kama and krodha, but that is produced from rajoguna. Kama yesha, krodha yesha, rajoguna samudbhavaga. So that is produced from the rajoguna. So that kama and krodha is forcing one to commit sins. So we are all struggling. We are all suffering in this material world. Why? Because we are controlled by the three modes of material nature and we don't understand that fact and we think that we are doing everything. In fact, we are trying to control the nature. That's what we are attempting. We think that we can control everything. But the nature has its own way. Prakriti is very strong, very powerful, and it is divine in nature. At no point of time we can control the Prakriti. That's what we need to understand. We may think that scientifically we are very much advanced, we are able to predict a lot of things, we are able to stop the asteroid, we are able to do this or divert the asteroid, all such things we can think. But the nature is very, very powerful. Devi esa gunamai. Mama maya duratya. So it's divine in nature. In fact, the nature is so powerful that we have produced weapons that can destroy this whole world within seconds, within minutes. That much powerful. It's there. It's very much in danger. When that is used, the nuclear weapons, when they are used, everything is going to be destroyed. So then how can we say that we are controlling the nature? In fact, the nature is controlling us. That's what we need to understand. Prakriti is always under control. Prakriti is always controlling us. We are always under the control of Prakriti. That is the fact. Simply by surrendering unto Krishna, we can free ourselves from Prakriti. That is the only way for us to get the liberation from this material world, liberation from the three modes of material nature. Simply by surrendering unto Krishna. Because in this world, nothing is same forever. Everything is changing. And everything is changing in such a way that we are also slowly we are getting closer to the end of our life. That's also happened. And it's very fast. In fact, not slowly. It's just very fast. The way the speed at which the earth rotates itself and the speed at which the earth revolves around the sun. So our life is actually also is coming to an end with that speed. We need to calculate the speed at which our life is coming to an end. That is the speed at which the earth goes around the sun. That is the speed at which the earth rotates itself. So that's it. It's simply a matter of how many times it goes around the sun. Every time the earth goes around the sun, 1 year is over. That's it. So that means if someone is, say, at the age of 65 or 70, something like that, assuming that he can live up to 90 or something like that. So that means another 20 times. That's it. And even if a person is at the age of 20 or 30, So that means another 60 or 70 times this earth has to go around the sun. That's it. That is happening. That's happening from the beginning. This solar system is produced. When it appeared billions of years ago, 4.32 billion years. So it is happening. So life is that much short, we need to understand. And in this short life, we are thinking that we are great and we are thinking that we are going to live here forever. So there is the mindset what we have every day. Every day we think that we are going to live here forever. We forget the reality that we are going to leave from this place. If we remember that every day, every moment, that we are going to leave everything and only Krishna is going to be with us and Krishna is not going to leave us and we are not going to leave Krishna. So then, if we focus our mind only on Krishna, not on anything in this material world, so then we can make use of this life. But if we forget that fact, then if we think that we are somehow going to get an eternal life here, that is a false hope everyone has. Everyone thinks in general that we are going to live here forever. Even a person at the age of 80, 85 also thinks like that way only. You don't realize how fast we are going to leave this world. Because our body is designed. The cells in our body are designed to get old, get diseased and die. The immunity power also goes down when we get old. So that way, we have to understand that our life is very short and this is a material world. And we are struggling in this material world. We are suffering in this material world. And we have to make use. We are very fortunate that we have got human body. And now we have to make use of this body to realize ourselves and go to Goloka. That's what is very important. We need to realize ourselves. We need to control our mind. We need to gain control over our mind within this lifetime. So that's what we need to focus. We need to gain intelligence. We need to gain mind control. Our mind should become our friend. So that way, everything should be focused only in pleasing Krishna based on the science of Bhagavad Gita and completely focusing our mind on Krishna. So that way, we are actually leading a life which is meaningful. So otherwise, we are leading a life which is miserable. So in this temporary miserable life, we are able to lead a meaningful life with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita by focusing what Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita. So then we will be able to control our mind, gain control over our mind, and we will be able to go to Goloka by Krishna's causeless mercy. Our mind is going to become our best friend and it is going to remember Krishna at the time of death. So that way we will be able to go to Goloka. So in the 14th chapter we are going to study, Krishna is going to teach us very, very clearly about these three modes of material nature. We're going to understand in detail. So what we studied until now in the 13th chapter, so Krishna is teaching in the 13th chapter 33, sloka number 33. Yatha sarvagatam saukshmyat akasham nopalipyate sarvatra avastito dehe tathatma nopalipyate. So this akasha, which is there everywhere, it's pervading everywhere, it doesn't mix with anything. So similarly, this soul which pervades this entire body doesn't mix with the body. It's very simple, very easy analogy Krishna is teaching us. So that's what yatha sarvagatam saukshmat akasham nopalipyate sarvatra avastito dehe tatatma nopalip. The sky, due to its subtle nature, does not mix with anything, although it's all pervading. Similarly, the soul situated in Brahman vision does not mix with the body, those situated in that body. So we understand very well that we are not the body, we are the soul, and this soul is inside this body, and it is pervading this entire body, and this soul doesn't mix with the body. So that science is very clear to us. Then in the next sloka, what we studied, in the sloka number 34, Yatha prakashayati ekaga kritsnam lokam imam ravihi kshetram kshetri tatha kritsnam prakasayati bharata. So the sun is illuminating this entire world, at least the entire the solar system. So similarly, kshetram kshetri tata kritsnam prakasayati bharata. Similarly, the kshetram kshetri, so kshetri is the soul and kshetram is the body. So the soul is illuminating this entire body. The sun is illuminating this solar system. So similarly, the soul is illuminating this entire body. So as long as we are inside this body, this soul, so we are pervading this entire body, we are illuminating this body. So that's why we are having consciousness. So that's the difference between dead body and the body which is alive. That is the soul which is inside this body. O son of Bharata, as the sun alone illuminates all this universe, so does the living entity one within the body illuminate the entire body by consciousness. So then in the last sloka, we finished in the 35th sloka. Kshetra kshetra jnayoryevam antaram jnana chakshusha bhuta prakriti moksham cha ye viduryanti te param. So, kshetra kshetrajnayor evam antaram jnana chakshusha. So, one who is able to understand the difference between kshetra and kshetrajna, the body and the soul, and also one who knows the bhuta prakriti moksham cha, how to get ourselves liberated from this material world. So, that's what bhuta prakriti moksham cha. Yanti te param. So, they reach the supreme destination. That's what Krishna is teaching. So those who see with the eyes of knowledge the difference between the body and the knower of the body and can also understand the process of liberation from bondage in material nature attain to the supreme goal. So now we are going to start the next chapter, the chapter 14th. So that is about the three modes of material nature. So Krishna is teaching here the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sri Bhagavan Vacha Param Bhuyaga Pravakshyami Jnananam Jnanam Uttamam Yajnatva Munayaga Sarve Param Siddhim Ito Gataga. So Krishna is using the word Jnananam Jnanam Uttamam even in the 18th chapter, 64th sloka also. Gukhyat Gukhyataram Maya Jnananam Jnanam Uttamam, like that. So Idite Jnanam Akyatam Gukhyat Gukhyataram Maya, like that Krishna says. Then at that time also Krishna is saying that Jnananam Jnanam Uttamam, I'm giving you the knowledge which is the topmost knowledge of all knowledge. So here also Krishna is teaching us that Sri Bhagavan Vacha Param Bhuyaga Pravakshyami. I shall explain to you again. Param Bhuyaga Pravakshyami Jnananam Jnanam Uttamam, the knowledge, the ultimate knowledge of all knowledge. Yajnatva Munayaga Sarve Param Siddhimitho Gataha. So just by knowing this, many sages in the past have reached the supreme destination. That's what Krishna is teaching. Yajnatva, by knowing this. Munayaka Sarve means all the sages. Param Siddhim Gataga, Ito Gataga. They have attained the supreme destination. So that's what is going to happen to us. Krishna is teaching us the Jnananam Jnanam Uttamam, the topmost knowledge, the supreme, most confidential knowledge. Krishna is teaching us this Bhagavad Gita, the song of God. So if we just understand this Bhagavad Gita fully, so then what is going to happen? We are going to reach the supreme destination. Yajnatva Munayaga Sarve Param Siddhimito. We just have to know this. That's it. We just have to know this Bhagavad Gita. We just have to understand. We just have to realize that Krishna is the supreme personality of God. Then we are going to reach the supreme destination. That's it. So, Parambhuyaga Pravaksham. So that's why Puyayeva Mahabhago Sunume Paramam Vachaga Yattegam Priyamanaya Vakshyami Kita Kamya. That's why in the 10th chapter, first sloka, Krishna says, Puyayeva Mahabhago Sunume Paramam Vachaga. So you again hear from me the most supreme conferential instruction. So, because I am teaching you this knowledge for your benefit, because you are my friend. Yattegam Priyamanaya Vakshyami Hitakamya. So same thing. Krishna is teaching us this Bhagavad Gita knowledge because we are Krishna's friend. Krishna loves us so much. So that's why here Krishna is telling Arjuna that Parambhuyaga Pravakshami Jnananam Jnanam Uttamam Yajnatvam Munayaga Sarve Param Siddhi Mitho Gata. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, again I shall declare to you this supreme wisdom, the best of all knowledge, knowing which all the sages have attained the supreme perfection. Then the next sloka, which I have quoted many times in the past, is sloka number 2 in the 14th chapter, that idam jnanam upashritya mama sadhamya magata sarge pino pajayante pralayena vyatanti cha. So just by taking shelter unto this most confidential knowledge, this Bhagavad Gita, this knowledge, idam jnanam upashritya, just by taking shelter unto this knowledge, one can attain my nature, mama sadhamya magataga. That's it. We can go to Goloka simply by taking shelter unto this Bhagavad Gita, the song of God. That's it. Only Bhagavad Gita and nothing else. Only Bhagavad Gita, this song of God. Only this 18 chapters, 700 slokas, 700 verses. Then that means we are going to go to Goloka. That's what Mama Sadharmya Magata. What is going to happen when we reach Krishna's well, Goloka? Then when this material world is created, we are not going to take birth here. When this material world is annihilated, we are not going to be disturbed at all. So that's why Sarge Pino Pajayante Pralayen Avyadanti Cha. When this Sarge, when this material world is created, we know that Vyaktat, Avyaktat, Vyaktayaga Sarvaga, Prabhavanti Ahara. There is Bhutagramaga Sayevayam Bhutva Praliyate Ratriyagame Avasagapata Prabhavati Akaragame. When Brahma's day starts, all this material worlds are created. When Brahma's night falls, everything is annihilated. So similarly, when it is happening, when we go to Goloka by Krishna's mercy, so then we are not going to be disturbed. So that's why Sarge Pino Pajayante Pralaye Navyadanticha. So that's what Krishna is teaching us, that by becoming fixed in this knowledge, one can attain to the transcendental nature like my own. Thus established, one is not born at the time of creation or disturbed at the time of dissolution. That's what Krishna is teaching. So in the next sloka, what Krishna is continuing, that Mama Yonir Mahat Brahma Tasmin Garbam Dadamyakam Sambhavaga Sarvabhutanam Tato Bhavati Bharata. So Mama Yonir Mahat Brahma. So Mahat Brahma is my Yoni. So Krishna is saying that the source of birth. So that Mahat Brahma. So I impregnated that. Tasmin Garbam Dadamyakam. So that's what that Yoni. So I impregnated. So I impregnated that Mahat Brahman. So Sambhavaga Sarvabhutanam Tatho Bhavati Bharata. All living entities were created from there only. So that's what we also call it as Brahmandam. So Brahmandam means, Andam means the egg, Brahma. So Brahman. So Brahman is the supreme. Krishna is saying that everything is coming from Brahma only. So that's why Krishna is saying Brahmarpanam Brahmagavihi Brahmagno Brahmana Kutam Brahmaivatena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. So that's why Krishna is that my Brahma, Mahat Brahma, the great Brahma. So I impregnated, and that way all the living entities are created. So that's what Krishna is teaching us. The total material substance called Brahman is the source of birth. So that is the source of birth. Yonir. Yonir means it's the source of birth. And Krishna is saying that, and it is that Brahman that I impregnate. Tasmin Garbam Dadami Aham. So I impregnate that. So Sambhavaga Sarva Bhuthanam Tatho Bhavati Bharata. So making possible the births of all living beings, O son of Bharata. So then Krishna is continuing in the next sloka, sloka number 14. Sloka number 4 in the 14th chapter. Sarvayonishu kaunteya murtayaga sambhavantiyaga tasam brahma mahadyonir aham bija pradaka pita. So all the living entities, O son of Kunti, they are Murtayaga Sambhavantyaga. So their forms are created, they appear here. So for them, this Mahadyonir. So Brahma is the Mahadyonir. Brahma is the source of birth. Brahma basically is the mother, source of birth. And Aham Bija Prathakapita. So I am the seed giving father. So Krishna is saying that Aham Bija Prathakapita. I am the seed giving father. That's why Pithahamasya Jagato Mata Data Pitamaha Vedyam Pavitram Omkara Rikshama Yajurevacha. So Krishna is the Pita. So that's why he is teaching us that Aham Bija Prathakapita. So it should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and that I am the seed-giving father. So by Krishna's causeless mercy, we have successfully finished 4 slokas in the 14th chapter. And let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. So that way we can actually focus, like we will be able to remember Krishna at the time of death by making this practice more perfect. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnanajana Salakaya Chakshunmilitamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaurabhakta Vrinda. So we'll do 2 rounds of chanting. It will roughly take about 15 minutes. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदावन Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. If any devotee has any question, you can use the raise hand option. Hare Krishna. Otherwise, I can unmute you one by one. Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama
Rama Hare Hare.
आपका आशीर्वाद मिलता है.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam. Hare Krishna. Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Yes, Guruji, thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Hare Rama
Rama Hare Hare.
Namaste,
Hare
Guruji.
Krishna. Namaste Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Shashi Kopat Mataji.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you Guruji. Thank you very much for today's class. And it's becoming more and more clear. Whatever we are learning now, it's actually relearning, and
Yes.
things are getting more clear, Guruji.
Everything, yes. Everything Krishna is teaching us in Bhagavad Gita, what we need. Yes.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji. Thank you for all your efforts and commitment, and thank you for guiding us every day to be in Krishna consciousness, Guruji.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Guruji.
Krishna. Hare Krishna. SK Garg Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Guruji, thank you very much for the very nice lecture. And Sunday is always special, Guruji.
Yes.
I don't have any question, Guruji. And there is lot of noise here outside. Lot of this Durga festival songs are going on, Guruji.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Ila Mataji.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Guruji, I'm sorry I joined late. I joined when the
No
chant
problem.
was going on.
Yeah, yes,
So
ma'am.
I don't
Yes.
have any doubts today, Guruji.
Yes, ma'am. You can follow through our YouTube recordings.
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
yes, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Rajesh Kata Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Rajesh Prabhu.
Hello, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, this is the first time I'm joined here. Okay,
Very
and
nice.
so it takes time, I think, to ask the questions.
Yeah. If you join every day, then slowly you will understand if you have any. So you are connecting from which place, Prabhu? Where are you from?
I am from Bangalore, sir.
Oh, very nice. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Yeah, so daily you can join and you can understand everything if any questions are there.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Guruji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Guruji, Rajesh Prabhu joined only yesterday,
Yes.
and he had reached out through Facebook and in response to our advertisement. And
Very nice,
then I had a long discussion also with him, and I said, you must experience it. I was talking to him about our experiences.
Yes, Mother. You shared your experiences.
Yeah, good.
It is. So Rajesh Prabhu, it's very nice you were able to join, and maybe in future you can ask any questions. And also, I was there in Bangalore 2 weeks ago, and that lecture also is there in our YouTube. So you are already there in our WhatsApp group. So maybe if you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, you can access previous lectures also.
Okay. Okay, sir.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sashireka Mataji, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Guruji, Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. I was waiting for this 14th chapter with great interest because it is, the emphasis of the three gunas, the three modes of material nature is again, and I think that is what we need to understand and keep understanding it so that we realize that we are not the doer, because that is the basis for realizing that we are not the doer. We are not actually doing anything.
Especially the important question Arjuna asks at the end, that what are the symptoms of a person who is freed from the three modes of nature?
Absolutely. Yeah, Gunatita. Yeah, who is the Gunatita? Yeah. So that is what. Yeah, so that I think is very important for us to understand how we can. What is it that we should do so that we can get there? Because that is the basis for going to Goloka. That is the primary qualification for going to Goloka. So we need that. And thank you so much.
If we just meet those qualifications, we can assure that we are free from the modes of nature.
Yeah. But it's a long way off. We have to make a lot of effort, Guruji. We have to keep trying. But the beauty is that, like we always realize that more than our effort, once we show a little interest, then Krishna is not going to leave us, and he is the one who will pull us there.
He's going to pull us. He's going to push and push
everything, and he will make sure that he, after all, he wants us back there. So I think that if we understand, that is the basis, that is the basic thing. If we understand, then we realize that, this journey is a beautiful journey once we set out on it.
Bhagavad Gita is the way to go. That's it.
Exactly, Guruji. Thank you so much, Guruji, for keeping us in Krishna consciousness all the time. Extremely grateful to you, extremely indebted to you, Guruji. Thank you.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Vrinda Jai Singh Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you for the class. It's really getting to the core of understanding every day. So Guruji, today you said that we are fully consciousness is dividing line between that body and soul. So they are both separate. So then how, then because of the mind and the intellect and our connection with the material association, this soul, does it get contaminated, or it's always in its pure state? Because originally it is in its pure state.
It is in a bound state. Soul is always pure only. So it cannot be contaminated, but it is bound inside this material body. So that's what we can put it, like it's in a bound state. We want to get freedom from this bondage. So that is what is the three modes of material nature. In the next sloka, what we will study next week, Krishna is saying that Dege Nibandhananti Mahabaho Dege Deginam Abhyam. So these three modes of material nature are binding the soul inside this body. So that is the problem. So we need to get freedom from that bondage.
Yes, Guruji.
See, everybody is bound inside their body. That is a problem. Everyone, we need to see that, including our own self, that we are bound. We are bound inside our body by the three modes of nature. So that's what we need to get freedom from.
Yes, Guruji. But it never gets contaminated because it's associating with the material desires. It thinks it's the enjoyer.
There is a problem. Yeah. Yes. Mother. So once we are freed from the modes of nature, then we are freed from the bondage to birth, old age, disease, and death. That's what karma bandha is. Then we will be freed. We will go to Goloka. We'll enjoy with Krishna. That's it.
Yes,
Don't have to
Guruji.
struggle.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Lalita Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, today I joined, and sorry I'm late today. So,
No problem, no problem. Yeah, you can follow through our YouTube recordings, no problem. It will be sent in our WhatsApp group. Yes. So you are from where? Which place? You are also from Bangalore?
I'm from Bangalore.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So that way, yeah, we will. We are studying Bhagavad Gita. I was there in Bangalore 2 weeks ago, and we gave a whole day Bhagavad Gita. The whole Bhagavad Gita we finished. So you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, Matan. There you can get it everything.
Definitely. So where is Guruji? In Bangalore, which place? Where you are?
No, I am in US. So I visit at least twice a year. So I came last month to Bangalore. So it was in Sasireka Mataji's place. So
Okay.
Ennur, yeah. So, yeah, different. Yeah, yes. So which part of Bangalore you are in?
I'm in South Bangalore, Kumaraswamy Layout.
Yeah.
I
Many,
see.
that's also. Next time also when we come, we will plan. So at that time, yeah, if you continue, if you every day you join this Bhagavad Gita regularly, then you will get the complete knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So that way, if you have any questions also, you can always ask.
Definitely.
So
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Hare Krishna. Ravindra Goyal Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Thank you once again, Guruji, for a wonderful class. I have got a slight doubt in the word-by-word translation of the today's verse. The Brahma is translated as supreme, and then in subsequent words, word-by-word translation, it has been said as materialistic word. So I am a bit confused. Actually, Brahma.
We already know that Prabhu Brahman refers to Krishna, ourself. So Param Brahma is Krishna. So Param Brahma. Sometimes Brahma also refers to Krishna only. Brahman Adaya Karmani Sangam Tektva Karote. So we need to do everything as an offering unto Krishna. So Brahman also refers to Vedas. Veda also. So that's also coming from Krishna only, Brahman. So that's why it is refers to Vedas.
Yes.
And Brahma refers to Krishna's supreme abode also. So Brahmano hi pradishtaham amrutasya avyayasya cha sasvatasya cha dharmasya sukasya kanti tasya cha. So this Brahman refers to also the source of we all come from this bodies, our body, everything, the material world, all the things is coming from originally from the Brahman. So that's what we call it as Brahmandam. So Brahmandam, Andam means it's egg. So Brahmandam means it is the egg of Brahman. So from where everything we all produced, hatched basically. So all this, so that way this Brahman word refers to everything related to spiritual and material, everything, the source of everything. Yes.
And Brahma is also living entity is also called Brahman.
Yes, Brahman. Yes. Aksharam Brahma Paramam. Yes. Swabhavo Adhyatma Uchade. So in that sloka, that Brahman refers to the living entity.
Guruji, can we see that verse word by word translation, just to get clear.
You mean the 8th chapter? Prabhu?
Yeah, this is today's verse 13.
Oh, today's. Okay,
14.3. 14.3.
Yeah, 14.3. Yes, Prabhu. Let me. Yeah. Mama Yonigi Mahat Brahma.
Yeah.
So, Tasmin Garbham. Yes.
In the word to word translation, it has been said there. Mama Yoni there's another verse.
Tasmin Garbham Dadamyaham. So, I impregnated that. That Brahma. Yes.
Supreme. Brahma is said supreme. Brahma is said supreme. And Mahat is the total material existence. Okay. So Mahat Yoni means the supreme total material existence.
Yes.
Mahat
Tattva. We call it as Mahat Tattva. Correct?
It is the total material existence, and Brahma is supreme. So if we combine the two, then Mahat Brahma is supreme, or the total material existence that is supreme. Or it is.
Actually, Yoni is the source of birth.
The source of birth.
So
that is okay, Guruji. My Yoni source of birth, the total material existence supreme, means the Maya, basically we can say Mahat Brahma is basically the Maya.
That's correct. Everything that is correct.
Mahat Brahma, whatever materialistic things are there, that is all Maya.
Yes, so, Krishna's external energy.
So our body is coming out of that Maya, and then the living
Prakriti, Prakriti. Yes,
yeah, Prakriti. And the living entity is coming through Krishna. That is the seed which has been impregnated by Krishna. The living entity is the seed inside this body.
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay.
It's all eternal. Krishna is saying that in the 13th chapter we already studied, correct? This, Prakriti,
Maya,
Purusha, everything.
Prakriti, Maya, and Krishna, the three are all eternal.
Prakriti Purusham Vidhi Anadi Ubhavapi. Yes, that's what Krishna is saying.
So basically it is the Prakriti, which is nothing but the Maya in this materialistic world. And it is, if it is the internal potency of Krishna, then it is Yogamaya. And
from Yogamaya only this Mahamaya came.
Here it is Mahamaya, there it is Yogamaya.
Yes.
Yes. And then all these three things are eternal. The Maya, the Krishna, and the living entity, Brahma.
Living entity. Yes.
These three things are eternal.
Yes. Eternal.
Right, Guruji, now it's clear. Thank you very much, Guruji.
That's why Krishna says, Prakritim Purusham Chaiva Vidhi Anadi Ubhavapi.
Yes.
So that's what he says, that both have no beginning.
So we have to constantly deal with Maya, we have to constantly deal with the Krishna. Wherever we are, whether we are in
we have to constantly deal with Krishna's Maya. It is
Maya. And we have to understand that
that's what it, because that Maya is under Krishna's control, correct?
So we have to basically remember the superior authority, which is Krishna, as compared to Maya. Maya is again because under the control of Krishna. So we have to all the time remember Krishna so that Maya is favorable to us.
So then we are freed from Maya.
We are free from Maya. When we are constantly attached with Krishna, we will automatically be freed from Maya. But still, Maya is very effective. And
then we'll go to Goloka. When we go to Goloka, this Mahat Brahma refers to material wealth.
Yeah, and there is no Mahamaya. In Goloka, Mahamaya is not there. Only Krishna.
Not there. Only Krishna. Yes. This is related to only the material wealth.
Yes. It's wonderful.
That's what Binna Prakriti. Krishna's separated nature.
It's great learning, Guruji. Wonderful learning. It's clearing so many doubts. Day by day, we are getting enriched. Thank you very much, Guruji. So grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Gayatri Mataji, Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Thank you for the wonderful class, and also thank you for clearing so many doubts.
Yes.
Goel Prabhu always comes up with some very good
questions.
Doubts.
Yes.
So you are saying that we will not be pulled by any modes of nature in Goloka, right, Guruji?
Yeah, in Goloka there are no modes of nature.
And is Vaikunta another name for Goloka?
Vaikunta is actually where Krishna is in the Mahavishnu form. So that is what is Vaikunta. Again, it's a spiritual well only, definitely. But if you worship Krishna as Vishnu, Mahavishnu, then you will go to Vaikunta and be with him. Then Krishna's Goloka is different from
It's above
Vaikunta.
that.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why
So in the
Golokanamni.
Brahmandam,
Yes. Golokanamni nijadamni talecha tasya devi mahesa haridama suteshu teshu tete prabhava nichaya vigitasya yena govindamadi purusham tamagam bhajami. So this Devi Dama, Mahesha Dama, Hari Dama. Hari Dama is what you call it as Vaikunta. Hari is Narayana, Mahavishnu. So that's what you call him as Hari. So there is different. Goloka Namni Nijadamni Talecha Tasya. So the Goloka Namni, so there is above all these things. Below that, all the other Damas are there. Mahesha Dama, Hari Dama, Devi Dama, all such things. So when you go to Goloka, you will be with Krishna. Like if you worship Krishna, you remember Krishna at the time of death, you go to Goloka. If you remember Mahavishnu or Hari Narayana, then you will be in Vaikunta. Yes.
okay. So that is the highest, what to say, planet that we can go to, right?
Yes, spiritual planet.
The spiritual planet. And
yes. Permanent abode.
So when we take different births, Guruji, when we have the spiritual part of us, which is the soul, and is the Manobuddhi Ahankara, or the subtle body which comes along with that, that part is the material part, is it? Or is that also
it's a subtle body. So Ahankara is something we need to lose it.
Okay.
It's a part of the subtle body, but still we have to lose it to go to Goloka. We should not have Ahankara.
Okay.
So Ahankara is thinking that we are the doer, correct? If we don't think that, that means we don't have Ahankara. That's it.
So when
these are all very, very subtle. What, Mataji?
When we reach the Goloka stage, that means only the soul goes and the Manobuddhi Ahankara is left behind. Is it that?
Not really. There is no such thing discussed anywhere. But definitely Ahankara we will not have. If we have Ahankara, we cannot go to Goloka.
Okay.
So there is something we need to lose. We need to lose. If there is anything for us to lose in this world, that is Ahankara. So if we don't have Ahankara, then in our that subtle body, that is gone. That Ahankara is gone. And in order to go to Goloka, we need to have the mind. With the mind only, we have to remember Krishna at the time of death. Then only we will go to Goloka. Correct?
Yes.
So that way, mind is needed to go to Goloka for sure.
Got it.
So intelligence is needed to remember Krishna, to serve Krishna, to all those things. Intelligence is needed. So intelligence and mind is very much needed to go to Goloka. Yes.
Okay. And Ahankara is the thing that we have to shed at the time.
We have to shed. We have to shed Ahankara. Yes, that is the thing. We need to lose Ahankara.
Okay. And so all other lower planets, you said, we come back after being for some time, and only Goloka is the only spiritual plane wherein there is no return.
That is correct. Yes, spiritual world, but even Krishna in spiritual world also, like if somebody remembers him only as Rama, they will also go to spiritual world, but be with Rama only, not they don't see him as Krishna, they will see him as Rama only or Vishnu only. So like that, there are different, depending upon how we feel. When we are freed from the modes of nature, we will go accordingly. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for the class.
Everything when we keep studying again and again, these questions will also come again, but every time we'll get more knowledge. That is the main thing.
Yes, because this modes of material nature, that's pretty strong, as you say. So to get out of that, and you said we've already lived so many lifetimes bound by this modes of material nature.
Krishna is saying that Devigi esa gunamayi mama maya duratyaya. So my Maya is divine in nature and very difficult to overcome.
Oh, it is a divine nature only. Then it's a part of.
Yeah. Devigi esa gunamayi mama maya. Krishna is saying that my Maya is divine in nature. Okay. And duratyaya, very difficult to overcome. Mamyeva ye prapatyante mayam metam tarantate. Only anyone who surrenders unto me can be freed from Maya.
Okay.
So we have to surrender unto Krishna with love and devotion, then we are freed from Maya. Yes, Madam.
Okay, Guruji.
It will happen.
Thank you.
Krishna's mercy, we are getting the knowledge for sure. We fully believe in Krishna. So Krishna already is giving us a lot of opportunities to serve him, correct, Mataji? So it's going to increase a lot, even more.
Okay. Okay, Guruji. Thank you. Thank you, Guruji. Thank you for
Hare
the class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Ravindra Goyal Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Yes,
I'm a
please.
bit confused, Guruji, again. You said mana and buddhi, they are required in Goloka. But in 7th chapter, the Lord says that these are part of the apara prakriti, man, buddhi, ahankar, all the three along with the 5 mahabhutas, they are part of the apara prakriti. So that means that is part of the Mahamaya. So if it is part of Mahamaya, then how can we carry man and buddhi?
See, one thing, Prabhu, it is Krishna is saying that it is separated nature, apara prakriti, aprayamitastvanyam prakritim viddhi me param. Because when we compare with the soul, so that's why Krishna is using the word apara and para. Para is Krishna is comparing with the soul, the jiva, the atma, the soul. But mind is something, that's what is a bridge which is connecting the soul and the super soul. So jitatmanaga prasantasya paramatma samahitaga. So only when we conquer our mind, when our mind is our best friend, we will be able to connect with the super soul, paramatma. So that way mind is the bridge, basically.
Okay.
So only with mind only we can remember Krishna at the time of death and go to Goloka. So our next body, our next life, everything is grouped together in the mind only. So nowhere it is said in Bhagavad Gita or anywhere that we will lose the mind at any point of time. We know that it is apara, means it is definitely like a subtle body, but it is not. When Krishna is comparing with the soul, Krishna is saying like that. But mind is something nowhere in the Bhagavad Gita or anywhere it is. I don't know if somewhere it said but as far as my knowledge is concerned, it is not very clearly said that we will lose it completely.
But
you
Guruji,
understand
the Lord has said at many places, Mai apit mano buddhi. One has to surrender his mind and intelligence to him.
Intelligence to him.
So,
that's the thing. So intelligence.
Yeah, just like the ahankara. We have to shed the ahankara. We have to surrender ourselves to surrender the ahankara. And then similarly, Mai arpit mano buddhi.
Mind and intelligence we will offer to Krishna. That's it.
So then we are not left with anything.
That means we are just fully surrendering our mind and intelligence to Krishna only. That's it. We are focusing fully on Krishna. That's it.
Okay.
Then we are enjoying. That's it. Then we will enjoy.
Okay. Actually, Guruji, so far what I was understanding, this mano, buddhi or ahankara, they are subtle form. This is part of Maya and this is carrying us always in different bodies. And that is the reason we have to get rid of all the three so that we can get liberated. But
no, intelligence is needed to go. What I mentioned, what I at that time told, we need mind and intelligence to go to Goloka. So, but at that point of time, whether we are shedding that or not, that is nowhere discussed. Unless we quote some slokas, we cannot say. That's what we need to understand. Unless we find a sloka where it is saying, it's very difficult to, because it's not discussed about that. Correct?
Okay.
But ahankara, Krishna is saying very clearly, nirahankara. So nirahankara, Krishna is saying that we should not have ahankara.
Nirahankara.
Nirmamo, nirahankara, that all Krishna is saying.
Okay. Okay, Guruji. I still...
He didn't say that nirmano or nirbuddhi. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is a new angle today, Guruji, which I have got. So I will...
we'll offer our mind and intelligence to Krishna. That's it. We will not worry about it. That's it.
Okay. The rest, Krishna will take care of us then.
Yeah, Krishna will take care. That's it.
Okay.
Really, that question, finding an answer to that question in no way it's going to be helpful or not helpful. So it's not relevant at this point of time. We have to offer our mind and intelligence to Krishna and let Krishna take care of it. Yes.
Okay. Right, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Ajay Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, I heard somewhere like a mind should be dissolved in the heart. That's what I read somewhere, Prabhuji. Like because heart resembles only love. Where when there is no love, when there is like when a person is full of love, mind definitely will not be there. Only the heart will be there. All right.
Yes, Prabhu. Again, it is the same thing as I was explaining to Ravindra Goyal Prabhu. See, the point here, as Krishna is very clearly teaching in Bhagavad Gita, that we have to offer our mind and intelligence to Krishna. That means we have to remember Krishna all the time. That's what offering. So, Mayarpita Mano Buddhi, when Krishna says, Mayeva Mana Adatsva, Mayi Buddhim Nivesega. So, always focus your mind upon me, intelligence on me. So, then we are going to go to Goloka. That is for sure. So then at that point of time, whether mind is dissolved or mind is what is happening and all, let us worry about it. No need to worry. Let's find it out when we go to
I got it.
We don't have to really be right
Speculate
now.
upon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that speculation is not, unless Krishna says in some sloka, why we want to do speculate. If Bhagavad Gita, definitely there is no sloka talking about it. I know for sure. Yes,
Yeah, yeah. If mind and focus on Krishna, automatically Krishna enters into our.
That's it. Krishna is saying that you always mind is a very, very important tool for us to connect with Krishna. That we know for sure. Right now, without controlling our mind, without focusing our mind on Krishna, we cannot go to God. So Krishna is saying that asamyatat mana yogo dusprapa itime mati. So without controlling the mind, one cannot achieve yoga at all. So that way, we have to control our mind. We have to make our mind as our best friend. Yato nischalati manas chanchalam astiram. So many places Krishna is talking about mind. So we have to control our mind and make it as our best friend by focusing it on Krishna. And then we will go to Goloka for sure. At the time of death, if we remember Krishna with the help of mind, we'll go. So our next body is completely going to depend upon our mind only.
Yeah, true.
Stotram chakshugus parsanam rasanam granam evacha adhisthaya manaschayam visayan upasevati. Everything is manaschayam. Everything is going to group together our mind. What our mind is going to think, our mind is going to remember at the time of death is what is very, very, very important. So that way, we need mind to go to Goloka, but we don't have to mind about whether we will take our mind to Goloka or not. Yes,
yeah. Sure. Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Suresh Tabi Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Very nice question answer, Guruji, today also. A lot of good discussion and a lot of things getting clear in others, people's, other devotees' mind also. And then one thing like is what is the punchline for me was today was the nature. You cannot control the nature, but nature is controlling you.
That is the thing. There is a fact. Nature always finds a way to control us. We may think that we are controlling nature, but
no, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. Another thing got cleared is we are not. It is a bija is from the Krishna. So that way
he's a seed giving father.
Yeah. So then I think during the discussion in the past, we somebody was asking whether we are Krishna or we are Paramatma. So we are not Paramatma. So
no way. We are not Paramatma at all.
Yeah, that also got cleared because of the bija is from the Krishna Guru.
Only Krishna is the super soul.
Yes, Guru.
Krishna is Paramatma.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Guru. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Satish Garyali Prabhu, Ramachandran Sekhar Prabhu. Both of your mic symbol is not showing. I am not able to unmute you. Hare Krishna. Palaniyappan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare. So today's class is very interesting. So many question answers and this thing. And because being Sunday, many are able to concentrate and do it. my feeling. And then only thing is, I just want to, I would have mentioned on Friday itself. In the Friday, you mentioned that mind is always young, even at deathbed. That is a very, very important thing. All have to
Yeah,
know.
mind is always young. It never gets old.
Always
Yes,
young, and even in deathbed.
Yeah, yes.
That is a more important fact which we have to realize as human being. That is the
Mind
very
is always active. Yes,
yes. That is the very important thing which I realize that. Thank you, Guruji. No questions from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Chandrakanta Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Guruji, I have one question. Like
Yes,
from Vaikunta, there is a return ticket. We'll come back. Is it from Vaikunta?
No. Even if you go to Vaikunta, you'll be with Vishnu. It's a spiritual well only.
No, you'll not. There is no return ticket from Vaikunta.
No return ticket. Only Brahma Loka, up to Brahma Bhuvana Loka, up to Brahma Loka only. It's all like.
We'll come back.
We'll come back. So 14 planets are there, like three levels, like heavenly and earthly and hellish planets. So totally 14. So there, wherever you go, will come back. But Vaikunta is a part of spiritual well only. If you worship, remember Mahavishnu at the time of death, Narayana at the time of death, you will go to Vaikunta only. I think you got muted.
Come back. That's what I wanted, Guruji. One more thing, Guruji. Like today, we had a nice discussion about our mind and intelligence.
Yes.
That's fine. When we surrender to Krishna, that is the way. That is one part. The intelligence for the youngsters, no, Guruji. Intelligence they have to use, no, they have to act using intelligence. What is the difference between that intelligence and this intelligence, Guruji?
Intelligence means, the real intelligence means having love on Krishna and able to detach from the material sense objects. That's what is called intelligence. Karmajam buddhi yuktagi palam tyaktva manishinaga. So buddhi yukta means acting with intelligence. So acting with intelligence means palam tyaktva, giving up the results, attachment to the results. So that's what is the intelligence. So if we are not affected by the results of the activities, we are very intelligent. If we are very much attached to the results and affected by the results, means we don't have intelligence. Nasti buddhi ayuktasya. When we are not connected with Krishna, we will not have intelligence. We will lose intelligence. So when we are, that means buddhi is there, asti buddhi yuktasya. See, nasti buddhi ayuktasya, we can put it in another words, asti buddhi yuktasya. So when we are connected with Krishna, there is intelligence. So that is a real intelligence. So anyone who is remembering Krishna, who understands Bhagavad Gita, accepts Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he has full intelligence. Yes, Mother. But not like solving some problems, mathematics, IQ level and all. That IQ level is not intelligence. It is being a devotee of Krishna and connected with Krishna, that's what is intelligence. You understand that, Mother?
Yes, Guruji. But in the when we are living in the world, no, Guruji, that time we'll use some intelligence, no, Guruji. That's what I wanted to know, because you have already told that intelligence is not all your materialistic degrees and all. You have told us that, I understood. But we have to use the intelligence to live here also, little bit. To live here, little bit. No, unless we go to Himalaya.
No. We will use it, our intelligence fully only if we love Krishna. So then we will do everything for Krishna. So then Krishna gives the intelligence by which we can go to him. Krishna is saying that Dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. I give the intelligence by which you will come to me. So that's what is very important. So for that, we have to be always engaged in Krishna's service with love and devotion. Tesam satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. So that is the intelligence. Not the intelligence, other intelligence, like you can solve some problems, you can earn more money. that is not intelligence. That anyhow, we are going to live here, we are going to keep taking birth here, we are going to struggle and suffer here. That's going to happen. If we don't have the intelligence that we need to forget, detach everything and remember only Krishna and go to Goloka, so then that means we don't have intelligence. If we don't have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, then that means we don't have intelligence.
Yes, Guruji. Yes, Guruji. Today, what I understood is like mind is so important. Mind comes to Goloka, you told. So mind is so.
Mind takes us to Goloka. That's the thing, main thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mind will not come to Goloka, Guruji. No, mind will
No,
take
that's
us
not
to
that question. We have to only assume, like it's not there mentioned anywhere in Bhagavad Gita or like that. So we need to think for sure.
Mind
Only
will
with the
help
help of mind we can go to Goloka. So that means we can as well assume that. So it doesn't really matter for us to whether to know that or not. Yes, madam.
Okay, Guruji. Okay, Guruji. Very nice, Guruji. Because my interest is in Goloka. Today we had a lot of discussion. I'm very happy,
I
Guruji.
know. Yes,
I'm
madam.
very happy, Guruji. I'm very happy, Guruji.
So you said you
Yes, yes.
went for a visa to take to Goloka, correct, Mataji? Something like that.
Yes, Guruji. Because my daughter wanted Canada visa to be done. So we went to Guruji. Because when we were in Trichy also, there was an appointment. I cancelled that and I came to Trichy. Because that is not important for us. Then again, day before yesterday, again there was an interview, Guruji. But still my fingerprint has not passed. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not at all worried, Guruji. I'm not interested.
No, it's
Whatever
leave
Krishna does,
everything to
it's
Krishna.
fine. But only
Our visa to Goloka is already approved.
yes, that is more important for me, Guruji. That is more important. And I have to focus on the mind. That is what the takeaway from for me from today's class, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. Thank you very much for keeping us in Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Raghavendra Enterprises. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Are you able to hear, Prabhu? Raghavendra Enterprises. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare. So, what's your name, Prabhu? Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Satyanarayan.
Oh, very nice. And so, from where you are connecting, Prabhu?
I know you are connected every day. I'm seeing Guruji.
Yeah, I know. I see your name. I know that, but yeah. So, but it shows us
Very nice,
Raghavendra.
very nice. Every day.
Every day you speak. Very nice, very nice.
But
So
last
from
one
which
you're telling no, but very speed, Guruji. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, you're telling very speed.
Yeah, we have to finish 2 rounds in 15 minutes. That's why.
Too fast, I'm unable to listen slowly, no.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So where are you, Prabhu? Which place? Where are you?
Vijay, Bangalore.
Oh, Bangalore, Vijayanagar. Okay.
Yes.
Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Very nice. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
So your name is Satyanarayana, correct, Prabhu?
Yes, Guruji.
Very nice, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Once again, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Ramachandra Prabhu, Satish Karyal Prabhu, if you have any questions, you can use the chat window to ask your questions. Sunil Shivas Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji, Dandavat Pranam Guruji.
Dandavat
Hare
Pranam.
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare
Ram, Hare
Ram. Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Dandavat Pranam Guruji.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Venkata Nagarjun Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Thank you Guruji for today's class.
Thank you Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Gayatri Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let us listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan now.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.